Yeah, I
It's
know it's Lex.
Astrostetics.
It's Astrostetics. Let's get it, baby. Johnathan Majors found guilty. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's get into this. This article from the New York Times says Marvel will part ways with Johnathan Majors after guilty verdict. So, yeah, I ain't even peeped that Marvel was dropping them. Kane got dropped. That's wild when you think about it. The article says Mr. Majors was convicted of misdemeanor assault and harassment for attacking his girlfriend in a car. The company dropped the actor shortly after.
It's Astrostetics.
They had a correspondent from Marvel sitting in the courtroom, and as soon as that judge hit that gavel, they was like, yeah, call the agent. His ass is done. Now, the article written by Jonah E. Bromwich, Aaron Nolan, and Nicole Sperling says Johnathan Majors, who was one of Hollywood's fastest rising stars before misdemeanor domestic violence charges halted his ascent, was found guilty of assault and harassment on Monday for attacking his girlfriend in a car in Manhattan. So the article says that a 6-person jury announced the verdict in Manhattan, and right after that, Marvel Studios said, you done, you out of here. Now, the jury, they acquitted him of two other things that he was accused of, and the prosecutors, they couldn't provide any intent with that, but they found him guilty on the other charges. Do y'all think that his career is over after this? I got a good little look at the footage. What I noticed is that he chased her at one point. He took something from her, and then he ran away from her. It definitely looked like he was pursuing her at one point. Something that I was reading said that it looked like she took his phone, or I don't know if he was being a little thotty, and she probably was like, hey, let me see your text message. But yeah, I heard he was telling her something like he wanted her to be like Coretta Scott King or Michelle Obama. Yo, you want Becky? You want Karen to be like Michelle or Coretta? Never ever. Like, that's not even, let them be them. Same way we got great black women, let her be a good white woman, dogs. Now it also says the verdict thwarted Mr. Major's hopes of salvaging his career by proving his innocence in the March altercation. His future in the film industry is now clouded, and he could face just under a year in jail. So he's awaiting sentencing, and that's gonna happen on February 6th. One little thing mess up your whole career. The jurors found him guilty of reckless assault and harassment after a whirlwind 2-week trial in which the actor, like most defendants, did not testify. And that's funny. Like, it's that thing. There's a few things I'm noticing. Like, these court cases simultaneously taking place in New York. People in the entertainment industry involving some type of altercation with the woman. And just like how Tory Lanez didn't testify, he also didn't testify. And it seems like a lot of the times the testifying of the defendant could probably paint some narrative. I don't know if that really would make a difference, but I'm just saying, like, there's a, we keep noticing the similarities of these not testifying, and it's like, yo, you might probably want to speak for yourself. Maybe the jury would probably find your case a bit more believable. Now it also says instead, the courtroom heard from his now ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabbari, who described in detail the altercation that left her ear and her finger. On the first day of testimony this month, she gave jurors a full account of what happened, speaking publicly for the first time about the episode. She said that Mr. Majors had received a flirty text. Wow, yo, that's crazy. He was being a thotty. So it says that she said that Mr. Majors had received a flirty text from another woman and that she had grabbed his phone out of his hand. First, she said he tried to pry her fingers away. Then he twisted her hand and her arm. That's wild. I'm like, yo, why? What? That's like, bro, doing all of that, nah, that it's not worth it. You're trying to be a thotty and then you want to wild out on Shorty's arm after you was being a thotty, bro. Like, that's crazy right there. She says next, she felt like a blow across her head. Mr. Majors asked the driver to stop the car. The video that jurors watched show Mr. Majors jumping out, followed by Miss Jabbari. He turned around, picked her up, and placed her back in the car, appearing to push her back in when she tried to get out. Now that's wild right there, y'all. It's crazy because it's saying that she tried. There's a few angles that I've seen, but I definitely saw one aspect where it's like she was, it looked like she was chasing him, or like he was trying to get away from her, and like he took something and then he like ran around the corner. And then I definitely did see that video, that part where he tried to push her back in the car. Now it says the Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg said in an email that the trial had demonstrated the psychological and emotional abuse that is far too common in domestic violence cases. He thanked the jury for its service and Ms. Jabbari for bravely. This says that Mr. Majors' lawyers had argued it was Ms. Jabbari who had assaulted their client, and they unleashed a fusillade of attacks on her before and during the trial, casting her as a liar who sought revenge on Mr. Majors after he strayed. They asked jurors to focus on Ms. Jabbari's actions after her altercation with the actor. She had run into 3 strangers who attempted to console her and then had gone out clubbing with them, returning home hours later. But prosecutors urged jurors to remain focused on what had happened in and directly outside the car, and Mr. Majors' arguments appeared to fall flat. A judge prevented the actors' lawyers from detailing evidence that convinced at least one police detective that there was probable cause to arrest Miss Jabbari in October, months after the incident. So that's also crazy right there. They're saying that after that thing took place, she ran into 3 people and they was like, yo, what's wrong with you? Like, your man was wilding. And then she was like, yeah, let's go get some drinks on the night. Let's go get some drinks out on the town so she could wind down. And she went out and clubbed with them, and she pulled back to the house a few hours later. That's wild. But the prosecutors, they was like, don't focus on that. Just focused on what happened before and around that time while they was in the car. And then they're saying that the arguments that they provided after that, they didn't suffice. But then they also say that a police detective said that there's a probable cause to arrest Miss Jabbari. Now it says a lawyer for Miss Majors, Priya Chaudhary, excuse me if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, was defiant in a statement, arguing that jurors had not believed Miss Jabbari's story because they found that Miss Majors did not intentionally cause any injuries on her. We are disappointed, however, that despite not believing Miss Jabbari, the jury nevertheless found that Mr. Majors was somehow reckless. She said, again accusing Miss Jabbari of attacking him. She added that Mr. Majors still has faith in the process and looks forward to fully clearing his name. Now that's wild. You got dropped by Marvel. They gonna create some new weird cinematic universe and they gonna hang up. Yo, they gonna wild out on his character, yo. They gonna have Thanos beat the shit out of his character and then throw him into the abyss somewhere on planet 5. Dang. Now, y'all, Do y'all think he got a fair trial? Yeah, this is my first time actually looking at this in detail. And they stop at a stoplight. They're at the intersection. There's a car next to them. The car door opens. They're out the car. He's trying to put her back in the car. He's like stuffing her in the car. He's like, get in the car. If they having a lift, she's trying to get out. Then they get out the car. They're walking for a second, tussling around, and it looks like she's trying to grab his phone. It looks like she's trying to grab his phone. So I'm trying to find out. He puts her in the car and he's trying to pack her into the car. They replay it. Everybody's stopping. She gets out the car and she's trying to like take something out his hand. He pushes her. She advances, pushes her, and he's running away from the girl. Yo, she's pursuing him. The only thing he did was try to put her back in the car. She got out the car in mid-traffic, and he's trying to put her back in the car, and she's got out the car, and then she's trying to grab his phone. He's like, all right, you're not getting the phone. He's running away at this point. He literally pushed her off him a little bit, and he literally ran away. Like, this tall black dude is running away from this average size, like, white woman, and she's just walking through the street. He runs past the building. She's walking. And no funny, she's walking perfectly fine. She's in front of this apartment. And then these two guys get out. And she's talking to them. And it looks like she's just speaking with them. And they're just look like they want to get lit. And then after that, this next woman comes out. And then she's speaking with them. So it's two guys and a girl she's speaking with. There's other people around the corner. Johnathan Majors, he walks back around the corner, and then he's like, yo, what the f-? And then she starts talking with him. He kind of breezes off. Yo, it looks like she pretty much told them that he was the aggressor in this situation, and he keeps walking. And after that, she literally takes a slight jog towards the guy. She literally takes a slight jog toward him. So I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't see where in this he striked her. The only thing that I seen is he tried to put her back in the car. And that's it. So it looks like he was probably texting somebody else. The phone was going off a little bit. Look, Johnathan Majors was probably being a little thotty in the automobile. And she was like, yo, what are you doing? Like, what's that? And then she was like, no, I need to see the phone. And then I'm wondering if she tried to take his phone and walk out the car with it. Got out the car and she was chasing him. She snatched the phone. And then he got the phone back. And then he pushed her off. He pushed her off after she was trying to steal his phone. That's his property. And then he ran away from her. He ran away from her. So whatever happened after they got out the car, he was running away from her after that point. Now, y'all, this is crazy. Do y'all think the damage is done for his career? Do y'all think it's over? What do y'all think this means? Marvel dropped him. I'm trying to find out what happened after he put her in the car. Because after he put her in the car, he was trying to get back in there and ride out. And it seems like she was adamant about whatever it was on that phone. She was adamant about whatever it was on that phone, and he was like, yo, you're not getting it. It looked like he was like, you're not getting access to my device. And when he noticed that she was not stopping, it looked like she was probably a little lit, or she wanted to club it up. And he was like, you're not getting my phone. And she had pursued him, and he was like, you're not getting it. He tried to get her off of him, and he was like, yo, let me run away from this white chick. That's what I saw. He ran away. Now, we don't know what happened. I don't know if there was an exchange with them after they got in the house, but from the prosecutors, they were saying focus on what happened while they was in the car. And all I seen is Johnathan Majors try to put her in the car. That's all I saw. I don't know if I missed something, but y'all let me know in the comments, and make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. And this is really crazy. Can he get any more roles after this? Like, what does he do after this now? What is his next step? Is his image tainted because of this situation? Like, you don't put your hands on nobody. There's no leeway for that. At the same time, it looked like he was running away from her though. So yeah, this situation is crazy. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.